Hi, my name's Jim Janossy. I'd like to welcome you to Contemporary Computing. This is a workbook that I composed to teach CSC 200, a course offered by CDM at DePaul University. That's the College of Computing and Digital Media. Although this workbook could be used to support a course that meets in a classroom, I specifically designed it to support a fully online course, as CSC 200 is now. My intent in creating this as a published workbook has many aspects to it, but the main intention for the benefit of students. This will make it easier and more effective for you to do learning online than if I attempted to put these same materials in electronic form onto some learning management system. In that way, this course and this orientation is kind of different. Let me explain how this course works. There are 4 units in this course in which you do work hands-on after having done some reading and some exploration of videos that I've already put up on the web or will put there before that point occurs in the course. Those videos are in many cases the kinds of lectures that I would give if I were actually conducting this course in a classroom. You can watch those lectures at any time. You can essentially proceed at your own pace in the course. Every one of the first 3 units includes a number of hands-on projects at the end of the unit. If you look in your course syllabus, you'll see which projects are required for you to do in a given term. That you will find on the web at the course website that I indicate to you with an email at the time the course begins. Each unit also includes a small amount of written work called a unit summary form, which is usually about 8 questions that you answer in electronic form, although I do give you the printed out copy of the unit summary form within the workbook so you can take notes on it. There's also then a download of that same document in electronic format, and you can use any word processor you like to complete that form and then submit it to me. The submission arrangements are also defined for you on the course website. One other thing that occurs in each unit is an interactive exercise. This includes only 5 questions, and it is done on a computer system. And as with everything else in the course, you could access that using a mobile device, a smart cell phone, an iPad, an iPod, a tablet computer, or a desktop or a laptop. It's your choice. I'll explain in a minute how you access things using this workbook, and that too is kind of unique. So you have, for each unit, units 1, 2, and 3, you have 3 pieces of work. That is 3 categories of work. You have the unit summary form, you have the repeatable online exercise, and you have the projects. And you'll have more than one project to do in a given unit, 1, 2, and 3. Now let me explain a little something about the way that you access materials in this workbook. You're not going to find links on the course website to videos or to other web-based materials. What you are going to find in the workbook is little boxes, as you see at the bottom of this page, that have in them a QR code, that's a quick response code, and the short web address that QR code encodes. I've put both of those things there to give you flexibility. If you have a smart cell phone and you download a scanner, a free scanner that is, an application that will scan that code, when you use your cell phone to scan it, you'll be directed immediately and automatically to the web resource that URL encodes. If you don't have a smart cell phone or other mobile device, or you prefer to use a laptop or a desktop, then just enter that short URL. Don't put HTTP:// in front of it, and don't put 3 W's and a period in front of it. I've purposely designed that URL alias to be as short as possible, and you'll notice that after the slash, it's always the page number. So that's how you summon up the web resources for a given page. Every one of the pages that has that kind of a device on it, that kind of a QR code and URL, has something for you on the web. supporting that page. Either it's a page lecture that is a snippet of what I would have done in class, or it's some other illustrative web material. In some cases, a video prepared by somebody else, a guest lecturer. In some cases, a cartoon. I try and find the most interesting devices for you to illustrate the points that this reading provides to you. Now, this workbook, Contemporary Computing, is the only required book for CSC 200. When I took over this course in 2011, I was asked to redesign it to make it more contemporary and more popular. The first thing I did was to go through the existing assigned book at that time, which was a textbook that cost $85. I didn't think it was really very good for the course, for a couple of reasons. First of all, most of the material in it really is available on the web. There's no reason to have to try and put it into print form for you to get it. Second reason is the cost was more than I think is reasonable for a course like this. This workbook is printed inexpensively in black and white. There's no need to print it in color because when you look either on a computer screen or on your cell phone or tablet computer at the link will provide to you the images on the page in color. Why not take the color that way instead of trying to put expensive color printing on paper? Well, I haven't done that. So you have the benefit of a less expensive workbook that is, in fact, designed specifically for this course. That's the first 3 units, those items of work. The 4th unit is Capstone Projects. There are a number of projects that are assigned to you, but there's no unit summary form, there's no exercise, there's simply the projects. And you have 2 or 3 weeks at the end of the term to complete those projects which draw on the skills that you've learned in the earlier units. Finally, there's a 5th unit in a course like CSC 200, which fulfills a liberal studies program requirement, in this case a science requirement, non-lab. In courses like that, we need to see some reflective work. That's where you think about the things you've learned and how they might apply in modern life, in your life, which you think about things reflecting on them. So in Unit 5, you find documented for you a reflective writing assignment. However, it's not an essay. In this course, I think it's much better if I capture the information that you're going to provide on kind of a form. And there's some preliminary work you do with an online survey that will help you shape your thoughts about things. That form is also downloadable, but it's in the workbook, so you have a place to put notes. I'd encourage you at this point to explore the entire workbook just to get a feel for how things lay out. Only the first chapter of this workbook is provided electronically, and the only reason for that is so that you have it at the beginning of the term, even if you don't have a workbook in hand. But chapters 2 and beyond are only available in the workbook in printed form. And chapter 1 itself is also in printed form in the workbook. You'll do yourself a favor if you get the workbook in advance of the course so you have it to start with. Personally, I feel the printed material is much better for study purposes than anything provided electronically on the web. Later on, I'll explain why I feel that way. It's based on experience and how students learn. But for now, explore the workbook and start digging in to Unit 1.